How are you? I hope you're having a good day. Here I am painting live. We're going to do another tray today. Last night we did an acrylic pour over this tray over here and kind of did it. Yeah, let me bring you in a little closer and show you what we did last night. Ocean theme. It's just drying here. Still pretty wet. I'll link that video in the description if you want to see that one. I did that one kind of more masterclass style where we started with all the prep and everything that we do for the tray and mixing the paints and all that stuff. Today, I started a little bit earlier mixing paints, and then I got interrupted. I wasn't able to finish. I thought I would maybe film earlier. I wasn't able to do it, so now here we are, probably, I don't know what time it is, 11:30 or so, and we are going to get this live paint session in before midnight because I committed to do every day in July. I'm on here live for you guys and for my own teaching myself to, show up and commit to painting every day. And so here I am, close to midnight, but we're still here, right? No 0 days. We're doing this. We're going to paint another tray. Paint another tray tonight. We have all of our colors that I have started mixing, not finished, but I'm going to show you down here what they are. It's looking to be kind of an earthy palette. I'm not quite sure how I picked these colors, but I just started, I don't know. I actually started thinking of doing like a kind of coffee latte. Like I got some browns, some whites, some champagnes and stuff like that. And then I wanted to add a little more color in, so then I got out like some greens and I think I have a little bit of bronze and gold, and I don't know, it's kind of earthy. Let me show you. Okay, so this one right here is, what is it? Oh, right here. It's a Decor Art Metallics Peacock Pearl. This one is Champagne Gold. Got our brown here, which is raw umber. And then we have titanium white. And here, this green is this turquoise green. This, I tried to mix this bronze mica powder. Well, first I went for bronze and realized I squeezed out the last bit from this container and there was hardly a teaspoon. So then I grabbed this bronze mica powder, which I felt like was close to the color, and I added that in with some medium, some Liquitex medium, and it really doesn't look bronze. It looks more pink, rose gold, sort of. But I don't know if that's just like that when this medium dries and becomes transparent, if we'll see the color come through a little bit more. Who knows? Let's mix these up and see what they are. I think one's a gold, and I don't remember what the other one is. So yes, I'm going to put you up here, and we're going to finish mixing, and we will pour this tray. Ooh, sorry. I don't know if my thoughts are going to come out coherent because it's pretty late right now, but when I had a chance earlier to paint, I took a nap. I took a nap instead. So I guess I can still stay up because, took like a 2.5 hour nap. It's pretty rested. I'm also pregnant right now. So we're expecting our seventh baby. And so, you know, sometimes you just gotta take a nap. And today was definitely one of those days. So here we go, coming down. And I'm gonna move this so I don't get paint on it while we finish mixing. I'll just see what color we have in here. Oh my, this one is it graphite? Amsterdam graphite. If you are joining me right now, I'm so glad you're here and I'm not painting by myself late this night. So welcome. And if we've chatted before, I'd love just put your name in the chat so I know who you are. There's been a few of you faithful on here for these videos, and that's really fun. It's been fun to paint with you and just have your support. It's been really awesome. So this is going to be the gold, I bet. Yeah, now these were sitting out all since probably 4:30 this afternoon. I had put Floetrol in them, so it's half paint, half Floetrol, and a little bit of water to thin them out. I'm using distilled water. But I had to leave, and so I hoped the paints wouldn't start to dry out. I wetted like some paper towels and just laid it over them because I didn't have time to individually wrap each one up. But it looks like they didn't. So that Floetrol and the little bit of water I added kept them liquefied and the paper towel over the top. Thankfully, it doesn't seem like any have started to dry. So that's great. Oh, I do like this champagne. Oh, this one's okay. This one's got a little bit of drying part. We'll just dump that out. A little bit of thickening. I guess we can look for that when we pour too, if there's any clumps that come out. Now I'm adding water because most of these aren't the right consistency yet. We're going to do a flip cup again on this tray. And so we're doing our paints a little thinner than this, but a little thicker than a Dutch pour would be. Yeah, and if you want to see how I prep the tray, you can look at, after this video, you can look, well, not tonight, but at a different time. Go look at the masterclass from last night and you can see, you know, the sanding, cleaning, just a couple quick little steps before pouring the paint down there. The tray we're pouring on tonight was another one that I got from Home Goods. And it's kind of a nice, interesting, like barrel shaped. It's got a nice handle on it. Fun detail. And this one is only 17. So yeah, I've poured on some. I think I've poured on this one before, and it's pretty sturdy and never cracked or anything, so it should be good. I have to be careful with some of the trays, like at least some of them I've gotten online have been pretty low quality. Sometimes they crack paint on them, so. But so far, everything I've gotten from Home Goods and also gotten some from JCPenney. Those have been good. This is pretty thick. And this is our bronze, which kind of turned pink. You think I should put more of the mica powder in there and see what happens? Oh, I know why it's a little bit, I know why it's got that pink hue, because when the mica powder wasn't really showing up, then I dabbed in some, this is called brown red, but it's really like a copper. So that's where that pink came from. It's okay though. I'd rather have the bronze, but I'll just go with this and see what it does. pretty gloppy. Got some relaxing piano music on in the background. Try to always put on music when I paint. This makes it more enjoyable and relaxing. Just worry less about stuff when there's music on. At the beginning of the day, it was just one of those days where I just didn't know how I would, this sounds very silly and exaggerating, but I didn't know how I was going to get through the day. It just seemed like it was going to be really busy and stressful and more things to do than I felt like I could do. But when I had the choice in the afternoon to get stuff done or to take a nap, I felt like the right thing was just to take a nap and just to rest and like trust in God that whatever actually needed to be done would get done. You know, it would get done later, and right now I just needed to rest and stop worrying. It feels like tomorrow's going to be another one of those days, but when I look back on today, it seemed like God's grace just kind of carried me through, and I felt like I was just kind of floating on His grace. So I'm thankful I get to come and paint. When I started painting a few years ago, I didn't really know how I would fit it in or how I would figure things out. And something I've learned is you can't figure everything out in your mind before you start. You just have to start when you've made up your mind to do something. You just have to begin, and you can't think it out beforehand, but you must just work it out as you go. And you can't wait to have everything figured out before you start. You never will. So you just have to keep stepping forward, and things uncover themselves as you go. But you're not allowed to see the whole journey ahead of time. So you have to kind of have faith, trust, and just take one step at a time. Sometimes wait until the next direction is revealed. Just do what's right in front of you. Some of this paint did seem to thicken a little bit. I thought maybe my paper towel trick worked, but I'm noticing it's kind of thickened. Hopefully that won't ruin our pour. It's going to still be okay. So I'm on live every day this month if you want to tune in. I'm just making different acrylic pours. This week we're doing trays. I'm a different tray every week. The first one we did was kind of a whitewashed tray with a light palette, very subtle, warm, neutral palette. And the second tray, like I showed you at the beginning of the video, was oceany blues, some greens, aquas. And today is kind of random. I actually don't know if this color palette's going to work out now that I'm looking at it. But when I was picking it out, it seemed like, yeah, like earth, green, grass, ground, sky. I don't know. And then our metallics here. We'll see. I think it's going to be all right. Someone's going to like it. Sometimes when I paint something that I don't love the colors or the design, there will be a person who just falls in love with it, and it's like their favorite colors and they just love it. And so you never know. If you make a painting that you're not in love with, someone else might like that. So don't necessarily throw it out. Definitely make art that you like, but if something isn't to your liking, don't throw it out necessarily. Or you show it to other people and, just see. Can't always trust to our own opinions, And a lot of art is taste. People have different tastes. However, since it's late and no one's watching, I can ramble. I can ramble on about these things. However, not all beauty in art is completely subjective. I would say definitely there's objective standards for beauty in art. And I love the way it's Bishop Robert Barron on YouTube. He talks about art and beauty, and he talks about what makes art good and beautiful. And I think I think it's maybe Thomas Aquinas's three standards or rules for good art. And probably just hearing that, you might be thinking like, oh, how can someone say something qualifies as good art or not? I recommend that video, and I'll maybe try to link it later in the description, but it's really great how he gives these three qualities that beauty should have. And that's different from the matter of taste. So, like, he explains, taste is like, you like spaghetti and I don't. Okay, everyone has a different taste. I might not love spaghetti, but that doesn't mean spaghetti is a bad dish, because someone likes it, someone doesn't like it. But there are like certain qualities in art that can make it bad or good. So in case you're wondering what he says those qualities are, I would recommend you watching that video. Okay, and anything of Bishop Barron, actually. He has a lot on art. He's a great supporter of art, and he's traveled a lot and seen a lot of great art. I really enjoy listening to him. I think our paints are mixed up just fine. And I'm gonna wipe off the surface and get our tray back on there. Okay. We'll need our cup, a flip cup. And we're gonna fill this almost full, maybe 3/4 or a little bit more full with paint, and that should be enough to get to the sides of this tray. Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think about this color palette? I'm a little nervous, actually, to be honest, especially about this kind of pink. I don't know if I'm going to add that in. We'll see. Some brown. Gold. What would look good with the gold? Blue. Graphite. green. Champagne. Okay. Let's do the white. And sneak in a little contrast here. And just to see what it looks like, I'm just going to dab a little bit of this bronze turned pink. Gold. Some more brown. I think I mixed up quite a bit of paint for this tray. We're not going to use all this. Oops. Right, we can save it for another. It's a really pretty green. A little more blue. Should be plenty of paint. I'm going to end with a little swirl of this champagne. Okay. Here's our cup of yummy. Let me bring you up here so you can see the layers on it. Oh, it's so pretty. I do like the color palette looking at it in the cup. I was a little uncertain about it, but I think it looks pretty together. How do you think it's going to look? It's going to be good? Or do you think it's going to be gross? I'm hoping for good. I think it's going to be great. Alrighty. Oh. Late night painting. Anyone else painting with me tonight? Late hours? I'm sure there are some out there. I'd paint in the early morning if I knew I could get up early, but never know for sure whether I'll be able to get up or not. And usually I'm up before the kids, but that time, like, I first spend in prayer because that's the biggest priority. And then sometimes then I exercise if there's time, and usually there's not time after that to paint because then everyone needs breakfast. All right, let's do the fun part. Let's take off the cup and let it spread out. First, we make sure we have our torch at the ready. And say a little prayer that this will be cool. All right. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Oh my word. Oh, it's way better than I could have hoped. Yeah, it's earthy and it's beautiful. These lines. Oh, so pretty. Yay. Oh, yeah. Don't you just see like wind in the grass? It's lovely. I'm just watching it, kind of letting it slowly spread, and we'll tilt it in a minute. Just kind of want to notice everything. I'll bring you in close here in a minute to show you. Man, this color palette worked. Gorgeous. Wow, look at these cells. But these lines I love. Suppose we won't be able to fully keep those, but we have a lot of paint on here, so we don't have to stretch it a whole lot. Okay. Here's our pretty cup. Look at that. So pretty. So much shimmer in there. Ah, I'll bring you down. Show you close up. Man, gorgeous. Ah, thank you, God. I love when the paints work out like this. Oh man, so pretty. I'm not even gonna say I hope it stays like this. I'm just glad for this moment to be able to see this beautiful design and color. Look at those bubbles. Yeah, man, this green is gorgeous. And how it's mixing with like the gold and the graphite. So cool. Interesting how we got kind of like a white center. Must have had one kind of big dump of white in the cup. Love it. Really like it. If you guys like it, give it a thumbs up. And let's tilt this thing. Spread out the design. I'll share something random. Since starting this challenge and painting every day, I've been dreaming about painting. I've been painting in my dreams. I used to do that when I danced every day. I would dance about, or I dream about dancing all the time. And now I'm dreaming about painting. I'm so thankful that I can do this at this stage in my life, that I can have a way to create things, to make beautiful things. It's, yeah, it's so fun. I'm thankful. This might be boring for you guys, but you can skip ahead if you want to see the finished result, the finished close-up. I'm just really enjoying watching this slowly tilt. And by this time of the day, moving pretty slow. I have no productive rush left in me, just enjoying the moment. Wow, look at these big cells. I think I said this at the beginning of the video, but our paint recipe was just acrylic paint and Floetrol, half and half, and then add water in until it's runny but not thin, so it's like a thick runny. And you can tell how slow it's moving. It's thick, and that helps it to keep its shape instead of just running together. I have lots of tray videos on my channel, a lot of different color palettes and designs. My regular videos, which are not live, are sped up quite a bit. So if you're not painting along or enjoying the process with me like this, and you just want to see some quick inspiration, I have a playlist entitled Trays, and you can just kind of buzz through those different trays quickly. And then I have a couple of tutorials to kind of go into the different steps, but it's fairly simple process. Really fun. And wow, this is really cool here, how it's the gold but rimmed in the turquoise. Try to take note of that for next time. The turquoise and gold together is striking. And I love how it's mixing. This color palette worked. It's kind of neat how the gold is mostly in the middle, isn't that? It's nice having the videos to look back on, because otherwise I wouldn't remember, like, what order did I put the colors in, and did that affect how it came out like this? So the nice thing about having more paint on the tray is that we're not stretching our design as much, which it's less altered that way. However, there's more risk of the paint cracking if it's thicker. But I think if it's drying at a good moderate temperature, not too hot and not too cold, that will help. And also if I don't move it around after it's after I'm done pouring tonight, if I set it in a place and just make sure it stays still, I think that'll help. And then also, I've rarely had paintings crack on me, but if they do, I I don't think it takes too much away, because I'm gonna cover it with resin in the end as a top coat, so it'll be smooth on the top. If the paint does get some texture underneath, that'll just be, we'll just kind of hope that adds to the design a little bit. Not get too worried about it. And I don't really think I'll do anything to this design, tweak it once it's finished covering the tray. It's too late, and I like how it looks already, so I'm not going to mess with it. This is so pretty. The thing about a painting is there's like the 2-second effect that it has on you, when you see it from a glance from like 10 feet away, and you might go, oh, I love that, or ooh, I don't like that. But then there's the close-up and the longer gaze where you actually get to take in the details and maybe notice what you like or what you don't like, more specifically, and why. Almost covered here. So if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it if you want, and come back for another live session tomorrow. I'll be live every day this July, showing you what I'm painting, inviting you to paint along with me or bring whatever project you want to work on, and just put this on the background and we can chat. If you want to join the challenge, it's not too late. Paint every day. The rest of this month, you can get on the email list for reminders of when I'm going to be live, and my email address is in the description of this video. If you want to send me an email, just mention July Transformation. I'll put you on that list. Wow. There's a lot of big cells in here. Interesting. All right. Just bringing it back to the center a little bit, but we're pretty much done here. Let's give it a torch and look for any clumps or hairs. Just kind of come down here at an angle and look under the lights. Or like if you're by a window, that can really help you see. It's pretty smooth. Man, I love this. It's so fun. I'm actually seeing, like, I don't know, water, kind of like islands, water moving in and around the islands or rocks. That's kind of what it reminds me of. This is really pretty how I've got all this little white foamy stuff over here. I'll babysit this for a little bit and keep torching it, but I'm going to bring you in for our final close-up. Thanks so much for being with me tonight. I really appreciate it. Or if you watch the replay, thank you for watching. kind of hard to put videos out there when when not a lot of people see them, but then you'll get that one of you that like sends me a really nice comment, just really encouraged by my art or really inspired, and that just makes it worth it, you know. And if it helps one person, that makes it totally worth it. This is so interesting. I almost want to do this color palette again on another tray. See what happens. Wow. Look at that. Okay, thumbs up if you like it. I'm signing off. Have a wonderful night. And I will see you tomorrow, I hope. Take care. God bless.